Hey guys, in this video, I'm so tired. So, I really didn't want to make a video, but I have my commitment to you guys to make videos. So, here I am. Um, I wanted to share with you guys some news that if you've been following my saga with my teeth, you'll know that back in June I had my wisdom teeth removed. And there was a whole drama, a whole saga around the antibiotics, not wanting to take antibiotics and not making the best choices because I was being stubborn, wanting to do things my way. So last week I was having a swelling in my jaw. And I was like, okay, fine. And the big theme of my story recently has been like taking responsibility for things. And a lot of times I have gotten into the situations in life that I've gotten into because I didn't want to face reality because what was happening was something that I didn't like. So I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to face it because it was too hard and maybe I wasn't equipped with the skills and the tools emotionally to like face the tough stuff. So I learned how to avoid things and how to hide and how to run away when shit got tough. That also led me into patterns with like addiction and codependency and all these things that really, helped me not feel what I was feeling in the moment, but really kind of made things difficult for me in the long run. So a lot of the themes of my life right now is like, okay, taking responsibility, like really looking at stuff, like not playing the victim, not blaming anyone, but like stepping up and taking responsibility for stuff. So last week when I realized that I had this swelling in my jaw, in the past I would have just like, oh, ignored it, like, oh, nothing, nothing. Like it'll go away on its own. And this time I was like, okay, no, let's go to the doctor actually and get an x-ray. Why is someone angry? So so I went to the dentist last week and and the interesting thing was that the swelling turned out to be nothing. I actually have I have these bony growths in my mouth called a torus. And so the swelling turned out to be just kind of like a new torus. But in doing the x-ray, she noticed that the wisdom tooth removal that I had back here, I had two done, and this lower one is apparently not healing correctly. It's just a big gaping hole. In fact, maybe you can see it. Uh, a hole. And kind of see it. It's not closed. So, in the x-ray, she identified that there was something inside. Again, not a tiny dinosaur. It's not a bone. It's nothing that had any hard density, but it was more like some tissue that's not healed properly. So, Julia, you have it too? Yeah, look at do you want to see my bony growth? Do you want to see my bony growths in my mouth? Look, I have these. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 And then here I got one. Yeah. Oh, this is fun. And then this new one coming in there. Oh, it's great. It's a lot of fun in my mouth. So anyways, so she wants to go in, cut it open, get in there with a tiny instrument and scoop out, sounds awful, scoop out the tissue that's not healed properly and then seal it up, stitch it up. Um, and so that would be this like surgery. It's like a minor surgery. So I'll have like local anesthesia, um, and that would be to assist in the healing. So when I first got the news, it was like, oh no. And again, like sort of my old patterns of like, oh, hi, Amber. Yeah. Um, my old patterns of like kind of catastrophizing it, not wanting to look at it, but then it's like, okay, no, like stepping up, like, okay, all right, we can handle this, like, we got this, we can do it, and sort of learning to reparent myself kind of from the inside. And I feel like I have this history of abandoning myself and like rejecting and abandoning myself. And so with this sort of healing journey that I'm on, so much of it is like learning to like not abandon and reject myself, but to like be there for myself in this really like nurturing and supportive way. So it's like, all right, honey, we're gonna get through this. We can do it. So on Tuesday morning, I'm going in for that, and it's a holistic dentist. So she uses antibiotics, but only if it's like an emergency. So instead of starting a course of antibiotics, I'm going to be going back every day for 5 days to get these like oxygen treatment, oxygen shots. I don't know that much about it. We can interview the dentist, hopefully, if we have that opportunity. But apparently it's a holistic approach. And the difference in this holistic approach versus my last attempt at a holistic approach is this time it'll be under doctor supervision. So she'll be able to monitor my healing progress and make sure it's going well. So I'm not excited about it, but here's what I've decided to do. I've decided to use this experience, this surgery that's coming up, as a metaphor, as like a symbol of some of the deeper emotional work I'm doing right now. So I mentioned yesterday that I was feeling really emotionally heavy. Some stuff has come up from my past that, it's like, I say, okay, I'm taking responsibility for my life. And God's like, okay, really? Here's something that's really hard to take responsibility for, like, go. So I'm looking at some old stuff that I never really processed, and it's been a little bit heavy. And I realized that it's sort of symbolic with this tooth, like the trauma, like the injury, like the thing happened. It wasn't properly healed. It was like kind of healed, but it just sort of was like covered over. But then there's this kind of big gaping hole in my life where it's like incomplete. So I'm going into this surgery with yeah, exactly, Nicholas, powerful gaslighting, dismissing ourselves. Especially if we learn that from if our parents did that to us and then we do it to ourselves, like, yeah. So this is part of the healing journey. It's not doing that anymore, and to recognize where we are doing it, and then to choose something else. So I'm going to use it as a metaphor. I'm going to think, and this also, I thought of this when I did my combo cleanse with cacao mat. Combo is a very intense, deep clean, let's just say. You end up throwing up, you end up pooping up. It's pretty gross, but it gets all these like toxins and stuff out. And Cacao Matt was saying that, use it as a metaphor, like do your work to imagine all of the energetic stuff that you're going to be releasing. And then as you go through the purge, like see that's what's coming up, like hold that remembrance of that vibration, that's what you're releasing. So I'm using that technique or that strategy or that way of thinking about it, stepping into this of like, okay, I'm doing the responsible thing. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to pretend it's not there just because I don't like it, just because it's an inconvenient truth. I'm going to face it. I'm going to do what's necessary. I'm going to take the time to handle it. And as I step into this, I'm really going to use this as a metaphor for kind of like the emotional stuff that I'm holding and looking at and handling and processing right now, with the intention of like, stitching it up, like cleaning it out, stitching it up, and then like healing it with professional support, Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. Yeah, Kimberly, I was looking at my skin, like, I feel like I have such a great color to my skin now. Like, I feel like this deeper emotional work that I'm able to do is on a foundation of this, like, more, like, physical healing work that I've been doing for the past, like, 9 months. Getting sober, changing my diet, doing yoga and meditation every day. I feel like this, it's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's this pyramid. Have you seen it? The base is like our physical well-being. And in order to move up the pyramid at the very top, it's sort of like our spiritual self-actualization. You have to complete each layer of the pyramid in order to move to the next level. So if you don't have a good place to live, or if you're not having enough food, or if your like physical needs aren't met, it's going to be much harder to spiritually actualize yourself and to realize your purpose on the earth, because you're going to be just kind of dealing with this like lower level stuff. So I feel like the work that I've been doing to clean up my physical base has been setting the platform and the foundation for me to do this like this more emotional and spiritual excavation. So Haley, I'm doing a minor surgery to go. So the wisdom tooth that I had removed back in June, the hole hasn't closed properly. So when I went to the dentist the other day to have something completely different x-rayed, she saw that. She's like, wait a minute, this isn't normal. You said this was 3 months ago. Like, this should be closed. And even like I tongue the other one, and the other one's closed. It's like the skin is closed, but the bottom one is like, it's still open. It's like this kind of gaping dark hole. Like, she took a picture of it. She showed me. She's like, look, like this isn't normal. So yeah, Julie, Hog's good. Very hard thing to do. And I think I was reading this thing about the healing journey last night. In the West, right? The idea of healing is like things get better. Alexa, stop. Things get better. But in the East, the healing journey, a lot of times when you like look at stuff, when you approach stuff, and when you touch it, like things come up. It's like if you never process the emotion. Alexa, I said stop. Sometimes she doesn't listen. A troll lives in my mouth hole. It might be. Lotus, hey girl, what's up? Alexa, you are not being cool, man. Sometimes she needs a harsh word. She knows. She's like, no. She's like, Erica, no, you need to go. So I do need to go. I'm going to Karuna. We have our weekly meditation, our weekly group meditation, and I'm going to be leading it. I don't feel like it. I feel tired. I feel heavy. I feel kind of like, yeah, I feel heavy with like some of the stuff that I've been processing. Also, like all of this stuff to finish my website and all the things that have been going on. Like for the last like week of finishing the website, I was staying up. Hi, Selena. I was staying up super late. Normally, I get to bed pretty early so I can wake up early. So I feel like I'm running on a sleep deficit. I haven't really given myself time to like pause after all the work with the website and the launching the retreat and stuff. So I'm definitely feeling it in my body. And are you serious? Alexa, stop. So anyways, so I was feeling heavy yesterday, but then I went to the kids thing, which by the way, are you serious? Alexa, is the internet not working? What's your problem? I'm going to unplug you. You're being very disobedient. This is what happens to disobedient robots. You get unplugged. But I wanted to say, yesterday going and volunteering with the kids was such good heart medicine. I went in there feeling like some heaviness and some like sadness with the stuff I'm processing, and then just being with the kids and volunteering and doing art and just like, wow, it was such good heart medicine. I came out just feeling so uplifted and so happy, and so I know that like going to Karuna now and like leading a group meditation is probably going to be like really, really good medicine for me. So Alexa's something important to say. So yeah. So guys, so that's where I'm at, and I gotta get going. And I love you all very much. Thanks for being with me, and thank you, and we'll see how it goes on Tuesday, and then I'll be going back every day to get those oxygen shots. So yeah. I'll take whatever the doctor prescribes. Thankfully, she's a holistic doctor, so she wouldn't prescribe me antibiotics unless it was absolutely necessary. She has other methods, and she's well trained, and she knows what she's doing. She comes highly recommended. In fact, Maria from the community center, she's her dentist and like swears by her. And she had She had a surgery and used this treatment of the oxygen shots and said it worked very well, and so I really trust her. I trust her opinion because she's like a mature adult who knows how to take care of herself and others. So, all right, guys. I love you very much. I'm going to get going to Karuna, and I will see you soon enough. X-Files? Maritza, it's a really mild thing. It's a really, really mild thing. Just to fix the hole in where my wisdom tooth didn't heal properly. But go back and watch this video if you want to hear more about it. All right, love you guys. Bye.